careful in Paris, especially on the metro. I was warned. So today, I'm staying alert and skipping the usual sights. No Eiffel Tower or Arc de Triomphe for now. Instead, I will explore the vibrant Marais, the historical Ile de la Cité, and the fascinating Latin Quarter. From the right bank to the left bank of River Seine, this is Paris. Off the beaten track, and walk with me. I'm now at Strasbourg main train station, and I'm about to hop on the legendary TGV to Paris. This is one of the fastest and most comfortable way to travel across France. We are talking about a 490 kilometer in just 2 hours. Once I complete this ride, I would have clocked a total of 646 kilometers on this trip itself. And this is just day one of my journey. The train zips across the country at speed up to 290 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a Formula 1 car. I'll be honest here, the scenery between Strasbourg and Paris is mostly flat countryside. It's not jaw-dropping, but still charming in its own peaceful, open sky kind of way. So buckle up and let's experience France at high speed, TGV style. Paris, a city with not just one, not two, but 7 major train stations, each connecting one to a different corner of France. Today, I'm starting my Parisian journey at Gare de l'Est, the gateway to eastern France, and also the station I arrived at from Strasbourg. This is actually my 4th visit to the City of Light, and to be honest, after checking off the usual postcard spots on previous trips, this time around, I'm doing things differently. No itinerary, no pressure, just me and the streets of Paris and a walk guided with curiosity. I, however, do have one practical goal. I need to get to Gare Montparnasse to sort out my next train ticket for tomorrow. So why not make that my walking route journey for today? The walk from Gare de l'Est to Gare Montparnasse is around 5.5 kilometers. Normally, it takes about 1.5 hours on foot, unless you get gloriously distracted by the Parisian cafe, bakeries, and architecture, which I absolutely plan to. Let's soak in the vibes and see where the streets of Paris takes us. Let's get cracking. Sure, I could have hopped on Metro Line 4 and be there in just 30 minutes. No transfer needed, but I would have missed out the real Paris. The people, the sound, the unexpected corners. Just 750 meters of straight walk from Gare de l'Est, I reach the Porte Saint-Martin. Built in 1674, this triumphal arch was commissioned by Louis XIV and once was marked the entrance of the city fortification. But now it's surrounded by cafe, traffic, and the daily Parisian life. It is one of those things you might find just stumble upon if you are not buried underground on the metro. And that's exactly why I'm walking. Paris has these surprises waiting around almost every corner. There is this vibrant street, cozy hidden cafe, and the heartbeat of Marais district. My walk eventually leads me to one of the city's most eye-catching landmarks, the Pompidou Museum, just over 1 kilometer from Porte Saint-Martin. Nicknamed the Inside Out Building, the Pompidou is bold, unapologetic, and impossible to miss. I continue walking westwards. I pass by a small garden with parts of a Gothic church, Tour Saint-Jacques, destroyed during the French Revolution. I read this was once a starting point for pilgrims on the Camino de Santiago. About a kilometer into my walk, I reached the heart of Paris, Ile de la Cité. This isn't any island. It is one of the two natural islands in the River Seine. And it is where the story of Paris truly begins. Standing tall is the world-famous Notre-Dame Cathedral. I hoped to get inside, but seeing the long sneaking queue outside, I decided to skip it this time round. Strangely, despite visiting Notre-Dame on previous trips, I never really understand the full historical significance of this island until now. And today, I'm just here to reconnect with it. Right next to the cathedral, of course, is River Seine, the soul of Paris. River Seine needs no introduction. This river splits the city into the left bank and the right bank. I remember watching a heart-racing car race scene from Mission Impossible Fallout. This car race is shot right here along River Seine. But long before Tom Cruise ever ran across Paris rooftop, River Seine itself etched into my memory thanks to the deeply romantic film Before Sunset. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. Here's something many might miss: Pont Neuf. Pont Neuf translates to New Bridge. But ironically, it is the oldest standing bridge in Paris, completed in 1607. Pont Neuf spans the western tip of the Ile de la Cité. I must have come across and crossed this bridge a couple of times before in my previous trips. But only after reading up did I truly begin to appreciate what I have been walking past. Today is one of those no itinerary days. I'm just walking up and down the bank of River Seine, absorbing both the hype and my personal memories of this place. One thing you shouldn't miss is the Seine River Cruise, a classic Parisian experience. Open air or glass-covered boats glide gently past the iconic Eiffel Tower, Notre-Dame, the Orsay Museum, and the Louvre, all the way back to the Ile de la Cité, all within an hour. I cross over to the left bank, long considered the more romantic side of the River Seine, and just that, memories start flooding back. As I grow older, I start to notice different things. The joggers, the quiet cruise boats, the Notre-Dame still patiently undergoing its restoration, set to be completed by 2026. And yet, that romantic magic of the River Seine feels a little fainter than it used to be. The sun is dipping lower, and I need to pick up the pace. Evening is setting in, and I still haven't found a place to stay overnight tonight. I've just arrived at the legendary left bank of Paris, right in the heart of the Latin Quarter. To my left is the Panthéon. I rushed over, hoping to catch a final glimpse of Panthéon before it closes. But too late, the gates are closed. Oh well, another reason to come back to Paris. A few winding streets later, I arrive at one of Paris' most beloved retreats, Jardin du Luxembourg, or the Luxembourg Garden. The Luxembourg Garden was once the private garden of a queen, and today is home to the French Senate, but really it belongs to everyone. Even on a weekend afternoon, the garden is alive, with families, joggers, couples, students all soaking in the calm. The funny thing to me is that this place gives me a beach vibe, even though the nearest sea is hundreds of kilometers away. Maybe it's the sandy path, or the way people just lounge under the sun. I absolutely love the manicured trees that guide me into the heart of the garden. People are just sitting on the metal chairs, doing absolutely nothing and loving every second of it. This is Paris at its most peaceful. After just under 2 kilometers on foot, I arrived at Gare Montparnasse. Eventually, I sorted things out and got my ticket out of Paris for tomorrow. That is one mission completed. Now, it's time for something more immediate. That is to check into my stay for the night. And now, I'm on my journey to check in. I get to take my first Paris metro ride for this trip. No metro pass for me this time around. I did the math and it just wouldn't break even. The price of a single trip metro ticket costs €2.50 one way. Simple. And yes, you can use the contactless credit card now. As for me, I just don't swipe credit card when I'm overseas unless I have to. So it is just a physical ticket for me. Now, here comes the real Paris challenge. Navigating the metro map. It might just be one of the most beautifully chaotic subway system in the world. Anyway, thanks to Google Maps, it's basically idiot-proof. Just plug in your destination and follow step-by-step instructions. Riding the metro comes with some urban surviving instinct. With all the pickpocket stories I heard from friends, I keep my guard up. I stand away from the edge of the platform, keeping my day pack in front and my phone slung securely. I usually head to the middle of the train. It's busier and safer. Avoid the ends of the train where it is emptier. And when the door opens, always keep the phone in my pocket. These are moments of pickpocket dream moments. Ever wondered why subway or metro is called a tube? Once you walk into an old Paris or London subway tunnel, you know instantly. The narrow barrel-shaped tunnels feels that you walk into a giant pipe. The white ceramic tiles that is laid everywhere the tunnel gives the metro that retro, clean and classic Parisian vibe. Most metro names are displayed in the blue enamel signs with white letter. That is super vintage and super iconic. Some entrances are actually pieces of art. Those green iconic signs with Metropolitan written in the flowing Art Nouveau scripts, that was designed by Hector Gumon. Even if you have not been to Paris, you probably have seen that sign somewhere else. Sorry.
Les pickpockets peuvent être présents à bord. Nous vous invitons à veiller à vos effets personnels.
And just like that, I reached my accommodation for the night. Paris Generator Hostel, possibly the cheapest in downtown Paris at €45 a night. Not bad for a clean bed, warm shower, and a front row seat to the Parisian chaos. It has been a full day, from the old bridges and romantic riverside to modern train station and tall tunnels. Now, it's time to rest, recharge, and see what tomorrow Paris brings. If you like this little adventure through Paris, please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so. And join me in the next episode of Paris.